Robbers. Hi. Hi. Robbers. Hi. I'm dying. Hello. I like inhaled and like some spit hit the back of my throat. It's like, hi, good morning, happy Saturday, yay, yay. Hello. Yeah. Don't kill me. Wait, is it on screen? Did I push the right button? Wait, it's my bubble button. Hang on, this one. Pam! Now you're dead. Yeah. It started, yeah! We are starting now. And now it is yap time with the Rebbi. And now all Frobbles must assemble to mourn the loss of Risha, who is now dead in the chat. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Rip, Risha, rip. Oh, say, can you see by the dark twilight was a like few lines. I don't know the rest of that song. Yeah. I got my YouTube replay the other day, and you were my most watched channel. I was in the 0.1% of viewers. Really? Wow, thank you. I got my YouTube rewind too, and my top channel was Call Me Chris. I watch your videos way too much. There were no VTubers in my top channel. It was like Markiplier, Game Grumps, 8-Bit Ryan, and both of Call Me Chris's channel. Yeah. I just shared about the music part because I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was funny. Yeah, because I had like a bunch of anime and VTuber songs, and then there was Game Frogs in there. Yeah. Game Grumps is a base choice. Yeah, I love Game Grumps. I tend to watch just more normal YouTubers rather than VTubers. So yeah, but I've been trying to watch more VTubers. I guess there's not enough for it to get into my top 5. You know. Lisa, thank you for being careful for 8 whole months. Rip. Yeah, Risa's dead now. Goodbye, Risa. And for quality and quantity, you're the best, Rebbi. Wow, thank you. Mine was mostly Wildcat, and Sleep Token songs. Ooh, I don't know them. Yeah, Alexis, thank you for being a child for 8 whole months. Thank you. And how are you guys doing today? On this fine Saturday? Are you having a good start to the weekend? It's EV! We can blame him for VTubers not being in my top 5 on the YouTube replay. Yeah. Why is my throat like, here's a bunch of mucus? I don't want that right now. Hi. Wait, I want to check this schedule. Hang on. I want to check something real quick. Hang on. I'm checking something. Hang on. December 2nd. When was my last stream? December 2nd. Okay, I couldn't remember if I had a stream after the announcement of the retirement where I talked about it or not. I was like, you know, oh, I was supposed to have a stream a couple days ago, but that didn't happen, and I couldn't remember. If there was another stream that I did. I think I already talked about it though. Yeah. Your replay was that scuffed? No, I just watch more YouTubers. I just watch a lot of YouTubers, you know. The frog juice. I don't want the frog juice. I'm trying to yap. Every other day this week I want to yap. There's no problem. But the one time I'm streaming, that's when my body's like, here you go, grow stuff. And I don't want that right now. My entire top 5 of VTubers on a certain green dinosaur was in my top viewed videos. Yeah, green dinosaur! I'm so excited. My number 1 wasn't a VTuber either. Okay. Harassment was my most watched game again. Still zero clue how to play. Somehow my top watched game was Minecraft, and I don't know how, because like I do not watch that many Minecraft videos. I don't know if it's just counting the times I went and watched my own VODs to look for clips and stuff, or just, I don't know. I was really surprised by that, because like I really don't watch a lot of Minecraft. Meanwhile, I've been binging like FNAF and Granny videos, especially recently. And like, you know, like you think that would top any Minecraft, you know. Even like just like the parts where I was binging it before the replay came out. You think that would have topped it. But I guess not, you know. Yeah. I've never been hell alive long. Mine was also Minecraft. I'm just like trying to think, like, who do I watch frequently enough? Which I don't even watch VTubers that often. And like I've been making an effort to watch more of them. But like, who do I watch enough for Minecraft to be my top game? The number 1 game. That makes no sense to me. Like, YouTube, are you sure that data is correct? I'm really confused. I've been watching more other games. I don't get it. I don't really like Minecraft that much. Like, how is it the number 1? Excuse me? Somehow Rebbi was only number 2 on the list. Tio would be number 1 next year, darn it. Hey, number 2 is really high up. I appreciate that. It means you can stop by a lot, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTubers, but you still got 1st and 3rd place on mine anyways, though. Yeah, I need to get on my VTuber watching grind. I want to learn from like people I look up to, and just enjoy more VTuber content. And it's kind of funny because then you can be like, you can know like what the inside jokes are for certain communities and stuff, and that's pretty fun. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but I did want to apologize for like having to cancel the last stream. The Sons of the Forest one that we were gonna do with Skiddo. I feel bad. Cause like I wanted to take this week a little easy because I was still feeling kind of burnt out at the beginning of the week when I started picking up work again. So I was like, okay, yeah. But like I wanted to still put in more stream effort than the previous week. But because I had to cancel that stream, it ended up being the same number of streams that I didn't get to do anymore. Yeah, it was really unexpected. As I had a doctor's appointment the morning of that stream, and without going into too much detail, they unexpectedly had to do something like a treatment thing that made me feel kind of like not very great for like a good chunk of the day after that. So I feel bad, but it was like really unexpected, and I wasn't expecting that to have to be done, so it was like yeah. And then Skiddo just happened to not be feeling good that same day. So we were both like, yeah, okay. But I felt bad because I wanted to play and I wanted to stream that day and I wanted to say hi to you guys, you know. And I even thought about like setting up a solo stream, but like I was like, no, maybe I should just take it easy. Yeah, I'm still feeling kind of on and off, bleh, but I'm doing a lot better now. You know, just kind of on and off, bleh, bleh, you know. Yeah, this is important, Rebbi. That's true. I just want to make sure Frobbles don't feel neglected. I have to make sure Frobbles get their smiles in for this week. You know. Yeah, it's like if I'm not here to make you smile, then what is there to make you smile? Plenty of things, but do Frobbles know that? Probably not. According to YouTube, out of the 2,000 different channels I watched over the year, you were the first and fourth. Wow! Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, very Rompin. That's me. Hi, Sonny. Post something silly and we'll see it. You're right. I need to post more. I need to post more on Twitter. Yeah. Sometimes, this happens kind of fairly often. I'll feel like really self-conscious about when the last time I posted something was. If it's been a bit since I posted. And like, I'm like, oh, I should post something. I should post something on Twitter. Something for Frobbles to laugh at. Or maybe something thought-provoking. Or something. Just something. And then I'm just like, okay, well, what should I post? Sometimes I just post a picture of my face, like a smile, with like a little silly caption. And I guess that's something. It doesn't feel very, like, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't feel very interesting, though, I guess. It makes me wonder how many people can tell that I do that when I have nothing else to post. Not all the time, but sometimes I just want to post a picture of my face. Sometimes I just want to. Yeah. Why am I really just not noticing the lotuses in your eyes? I guess we don't make enough eye contact. Eye contact's kind of uncomfortable, though, to be fair. I don't blame you. Also, Hipster, they're giving child for 8 months. Might as well use this. We gave our guarantee pool. Oh, we didn't get it. Dang. Maybe somebody else will get it. Maybe. Although, I think the gay frogs, it might only be set up for tips rather than membership messages, because I do have it set up for, like, specific things. Yeah. We don't know many things. That's true, but I also don't know many things, so we match! I'll never feel neglected knowing you're happy and doing well is what makes me happy, so just keep being you, Rebbi. No! Well, you say that, but I worry that Frobbles will feel neglected and stuff, you know. Sometimes I feel like that because I don't have a lot to post right now. So then, sometimes I worry that Frobbles will see other communities and they'll see their OC posting on Twitter a lot and streaming a lot. And then meanwhile, I'm like taking a break / don't always know what to post, and then they'll feel bad. And I don't want Frobbles to feel bad. So then I feel bad. You know? Yeah. I've been pretty done with this last week, too. What does that mean? Done with what? They're giving up the tab over 8 months. Just post frog facts when you're just looking for something to post, or dino facts come next month. Yeah, I gotta start brushing up on my dinosaur facts. You know, yeah. Yeah, either next month or like late this month. I'm still like not entirely sure, but I have gotten my first wig updates, so that's pretty cool. Getting to see Chio move for the first time. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's progressing. Yeah, but like man. I was just like scrolling on Facebook like shortly before the stream started, and I came across this post about dinosaurs, and there was like people in the comments were like discussing like what is a dinosaur, like modern birds being dinosaurs and stuff, and like what in the past is a dinosaur. And that entire discussion just reminded me of like sometimes in the past when I would want to refer to dinosaurs in the past, I'd be like, oh, back when the dinosaurs were around. You know? Like, it's like a lore thing, right? Like, it's like playing into my lore. But sometimes if you have the wrong person in chat, when you say, back when the dinosaurs were around, they're gonna be like, pushes up glasses. Actually, Rebbi, modern day birds are dinosaurs. They're still around. Shut up! Shut up! That is not what I'm talking about. I know there's common ancestors, and I know they're technically dinosaurs, but that's also not what I'm talking about. So shush. I hope I don't get that too much when I go back. I'm like, ooh. God forbid you want to play into your lore a little bit. And you have to specifically word, back when the dinosaurs were around, excluding modern day birds. I don't want to have to say that every single time. That's a mouthful. That's such a mouthful. You can always put the Halloween costume back on instead of waiting for the model to be there. Well, that would be a lot of work, though. That would be a lot of work. Hello, billboard forehead. Excuse me, my forehead is not that big. You know what is a billboard, though? My giant frog butt. I'm worried about the whole, what dinosaur are you thing? Yeah, oh my god. I just say, I'm a dinosaur. And they're like, okay, yeah, but what kind of dinosaur, though? Okay, what kind of dinosaur? And I'm just be like, the kind that will rip your bras off if you don't stop asking. Maybe that should be what I said. That also reminds me, like, I've even gotten, like, some of that as a frog. Like, that people ask, like, what kind of frog are you? And I do have a bit more of, like, a specified species. I'm a bubble frog, and that's what I'll tell them. That's what I'll tell them. Is like, I'm a bubble frog. And then I've had some people where their reaction is, that's not a real frog. What kind of frog are you really? And I'm just like, but I'm a VTuber. It doesn't have to be, like, you know, it's real in your imagination. Use some imagination. What is with people nowadays? Zeke, thank you for the $10 super. Birds are not dinosaurs, they are government drones. Do not trust them. Is that what I should start saying if anyone says that? Yeah. Yeah. We can just say that back before they grew feathers. Then people will respond that some dinosaurs back in the day had feathers. There's no winning with these people. You have to be, like, super specific in the way you word something, or else they're gonna find something that's technically wrong about it and nitpick it, instead of just focusing on the conversation, you know? Yeah. It doesn't happen, like, all the time, but, like, I don't want to have to think about every little tiny way that my little, like, just, back when dinosaurs were around statement is, like, technically wrong. I'm not talking about modern day birds. I'm talking about dinosaurs from the past. Is that a threat or a promise? Yeah, have you been, like, ripping your balls off? Yeah, both. But when Rebbi is angry, she becomes a bullfrog. Is that just your way of saying I'm going to start eating everybody? That's what bullfrogs do. They eat everything. There is a Zelda bubble frog. That's true, that's true, that's true. And I'm not even the only one who's thought about that name, so there we go. There we go. What are you doing this in the phylum? Tell me now. I don't know what the phylum is. So hot. Where is the joy and whimsy? That's what I want to know. That is what I want to know. I never thought, like, it still gets to me. It still gets me. Like, bro, just imagining being told a VTuber's like type, and instead of being like, okay, cool, your answer is, that's not real. What kind are you really? So you're gonna start asking every VTuber, every like demon and angel VTuber, every hellhound VTuber, you know, like come on man. Every VTuber that's based off of like folklore or something like imaginary, you know. Or like myths and stuff. I mean, come on, man. You know, you gotta stop nitpicking. Hi, Rebbi. We miss you. Hi, probably. I miss Bubbles too. Yeah. It feels like it's been forever since we got to yap. Even though we technically did at the beginning of the week, it's been like forever.
You can train chickens to look at snakes the same way a T-Rex looks at guys on toilets.
What? How does the T-Rex look at guys on toilets? Wait, am I walking into a joke by asking that? Is this like a joke and you're gonna like give me the punchline? Is that what it is? Yeah. Whoever is pushing for specifics are so far out on the scale that they surpass. You read us? Yeah. I mean, like, I can understand, like, you know, like enjoying specifics about something, but sometimes it's just time to, like, you know, just feel whimsical and just laugh and just be like, yeah, you know. Oh, Jurassic Park reference. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, I have seen Jurassic Park. I know that scene. I just totally wasn't thinking of that at all until just now. We messed up the phylogenetic classification of animal-based VTubers. Oh, man. I mean, okay. If I, like, mentally put myself in their shoes a little bit, I can sort of get it. You know, like, other frog VTubers I've seen, like, oh, you know, I've seen, like, some poison dart frogs. That's a real type of frog. I've seen a few different VTubers that have poison dart frogs. And, like, same thing with, like, dinosaurs. I don't think I've ever, like, run into another dinosaur VTuber that just has dinosaur as their species. It's usually like, oh, I'm a Carnotaurus VTuber. Or I'm an Ankylosaurus VTuber. Or like, I'm a T-Rex, or a Triceratops, or whatever. And then, I'm the one out here who just likes just dinosaur. Cause I wanna be like the little baby that just wants to talk about dinosaurs. It has a different vibe to it, and you guys know I'm all about my vibes. You know. I just want to say, like, I'm a dinosaur. You know, like. Okay, if I say, like, hi, I'm a dinosaur, and then if I say, like, just random, I'm a Spinosaurus, like, I mean, I don't know, I guess they both sound cute, but I think dinosaur is just a little tiny bit cuter and more whimsical and more babby, and that's what I want, you know, just dinosaur. Yeah. Boo! thank you for being taboo for 8 whole months. Hi. And Sonny, thank you for being taboo for 8 whole months. Here's to 8 months. Can't wait for many more. Wait. I mean, technically there will be many more. It'll just look a little different. You know? Yeah. You can make up a funny name for species, genus, and phylum, but I just want dinosaur. That's all I want. That's all I want. Plus, I think if I made something up, it would just be the frog thing all over again. That's not a real dinosaur. What kind are you really? An age baby, gender dinosaur, name Chibo-Chombi. Wait, you can't tell people my age is a baby, because then people will be like, excuse me, that's a child. And then they'll get all mad about it. Yeah. Frog is basically dinosaur. Frog is frog. Dinosaur is dinosaur. Yeah. Species dinosaur. Age dinosaur. Gender dinosaur. Yeah, just dinosaur everything. Yeah. Hi, Rebbi. Hi, Melody. How you doing? Hi. No, dino is frog. Frog is frog and dino is dino. Yeah. Please don't tell me Chio is problematic. To many people out there, maybe, but to me, it's just fun. Yeah. Hi, Rebbi, I'll miss you. I'll miss you guys too, but it'll only be for a little bit. Well, I mean, we still have a whole week before the retirement. I will be putting together my schedule for next week, probably tomorrow. I usually do it on Sunday. And then we'll have one full week left. 1 full week left of Rebbi Rompin. Before I'll be having a little break from activities so I can focus on putting everything left together. I have some ideas that I wanted to do, but it'll take some more time and stuff. So while the model is finishing getting rigged and everything, I'll be hard grinding on the rest of preparation in that time. And then when I know when the model will be done and when debut is possible, I will start teasing it on Chio Twitter, and you guys can look out for that. Yeah, that's the plan. Well, Chio also read my phrase Rebbi. If you got food in there, then probably. And if you don't have food in there, then it's a hiding spot. Yeah, I can hide in there. Yeah, also Rexar, thank you for being Alpha Chat, but for 8 whole months. I also got 0.1% on your channel. I enjoy Frog. Sorry, I really wanted to tell someone. No, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Just knowing how much you guys like my content and stuff, especially recently. I know things have been personally I feel things have been a little less exciting than they normally are. Because I've been focusing on trying to leave a lot of my better content ideas for Chio. So content's been a little samesies on the Rebbi channel for a while, but you still show up and still enjoy listening to me and talking with me and stuff, even while things are slow right now, and I really appreciate that. It's been hard on me too doing that for so long, and I'm kind of happy that there's only 1 week left of that. 1 week left of the same ideas, and then once Chio's around, full force, all ideas. Yeah. Yeah. You mean won't be able to watch a Rebbi stream while hugging my Rebbi plushie. I guess not. Oh, now you make me feel bad. but you can hug Rebbi plushie while watching Tio stream. And at some point, I would like to release a Tio plushie as well. So that will also be a thing at some point, you know? Yeah, I really miss the Frabo emotes. I love them so much. I know. Ah, they're really, really cute, yeah. Well, I do want to still have them, if I make like an entirely new Discord for Tio, which is kind of what I'm thinking I'll do. I'd like to leave the Frabo emotes up on like the Rebbi Discord, so that way you guys can like still use them. You know, if you have like Nitro and stuff, you can still use them. I want to keep them available for the Frabos who could use them there. Yeah. I mean, I guess as long as you don't mind just having the Rebbi server, you know, like it'll go quiet once the Tio one is up and running. So if you don't mind just having an extra server in your list, I guess, you know, I suppose. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. I still haven't really quite thought about the Discord yet. I've had so many other things going on, but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now, I guess, as someone who hasn't really thought about it very much. You know, very important question. Will Tio be as kicked up as Rebbi? You'll have to wait and see. I'm not spoiling anything. You're gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, it's great to hear you doing anything. It's really fun. Really? That really means a lot to me to hear that. Yeah. But I'm really excited, because I've been like stockpiling like video and like stream game ideas for Tio. So I'm really, really excited for when we can like move over to that, you know. And then we can start doing all those things. We can start playing all different sorts of games. I want to play like a bunch of horror games. There's like a bunch of really, really good horror games, you know. Would it be a different Tio? Yeah, when I did the fundraiser, I chose not to get the old model because I wanted something that fit my personal vision. You know, like what I wanted for myself as a VTuber. I wanted something that fit that a little bit more, so I've got an entirely new model in the works. Yeah. Although I will say, going for the old model definitely would have been a lot faster. We wouldn't have had the... Actually, we would not be here talking right now. Like with Rebbi still. Rebbi would have retired months ago if I had just gotten the older model. Because like... It's made already, it's done. You know, that one's been done since before the Tio debut. But you know, like all this waiting has been because we have the new model in the works, and it's very far in production now. It's really getting there, and I'm really excited. Yeah, but I wanted something that fit my personal vision a bit more. Because I did get to be like fairly involved in the design process for Tio. But there were certain things that we weren't able to do for one reason or another. So I personally see this new model as like what I would have done with Tio if I had had complete creative control. Yeah. True form Tio. True form Tio. Yeah. Yeah. Whenever he goes into hiding, we should create content once in a while, like this video, not streaming. I may stream occasionally as Rebbi, but like, as of right now, I'm still not like 100% sure how often that'll really be, cause like, I can only focus on like one identity at a time. I can't really be two VTubers. That would be really tiring. And I think I would have to like slow down my activity a lot to be able to like balance ideas and work on stuff for two. So like, it'll probably happen as like maybe like a cool cameo sometimes, you know, like, or I mean, cameo's not the right word, but like, I don't know, occasional stream as Rebbi, maybe, but you know, yeah. And I've talked about that like a bunch of times. I feel very set on my feelings on that. I think I'm choosing what's right. So that way I'm like, you know, I want to try to work hard and not burn myself out. That's my goal. That's my goal here. I want to try to work as hard as I can, get as many videos and streams, and get to do all sorts of cool things and be productive, but without like burning myself out. So definitely just one identity is better for that. Hello, Rebbi. Can't believe your last day is on the 14th. Hope you're well and excited for Tia to return soon. Yeah, one more week of Rebbi. One more week of Rebbi. It feels kind of crazy, you know? Rebbi and Tia are secretly just different forms, and she can change at will. No, Tia's her own person. Yeah. And Rebbi surprise baking stream where she brings her a cake. You know, I wouldn't mind doing like cooking streams and stuff. Maybe one day when I have a big enough kitchen or a big enough desk to maybe have like a little mobile cooking setup. I don't know, but I definitely do not have enough room right now. That would be cool though. Your last day is the day before my birthday? I guess so. I know somebody else had said that my last day was on their birthday. I'm sorry for being so close to birthdays. I'm sorry. But I had to pick a day, and like every day is someone's birthday, you know? But I guess like the trade-off is I could have retired sooner. Sometimes I wonder if I actually waited a bit too long considering how much work I have left to do, like just for myself, you know, like oh, if I want to put together any sort of like I don't want to give too many details, but like stuff for debut. It'll take like a lot of work on my part because I'm not hiring anybody to help me with it, and that takes more time. And you know, I could have retired sooner, but instead I wanted to be with Frogs for as long as I could. So I guess there's that. You know, there's a silver lining there. You know. Yeah. Maybe switch to Rebbi for 3D streams or VR chat meetups until a 3D model for Cheeto can be made. Maybe. Although I already have a 3D model in production, so like, I don't really think that'll be that far out. You know? Yeah. I never really meant for like meetups to be like a super like all the time super common thing either. We've done them a little bit more frequently than I originally would have scheduled them. Like I think originally I would have had more time between them. If we hadn't like if we didn't get put on the path like to like going back to Cheeto, you know, if it was like, oh, Cheeto's not part of the equation and we're staying as Rebbi, then I probably would make it more like, you know, like, oh, we have the initial meetup, cool. And then, like, oh, maybe a summer meetup, you know, maybe a Halloween meetup. Like, more of, like, a special occasion thing, not, like, a super common, like, content thing. Because, like, I'm trying to come up with ideas in VR chat to keep the meetups interesting. And VR is kind of hard on me, too. Because I cannot do VR for very long. I'll start to feel, like, sick or overheated, or I'll get like eye strain. So I don't do VR like a ton for that reason too. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Hello, Rebbi. Hi, Chief. How you doing? Hi. Eye strain is rough. Yeah, it really is. The eye strain will lead to like bad headaches for me if I ignore it for too long too. There was one time where I started to get the eye strain when I was hanging out in VR chat with a friend, but I ignored it because it had like set in so early that I was like, well, I can't leave now. Like I think it set in because I had to like take my headset off and on a lot, like, because I was having some kind of issue, like, meeting up with them. I think it was, like, their first time meeting up with me, in VR chat, first time meeting up with anybody in VR chat, and, like, having to take off and put on the headset over and over again makes it so, like, you know, it sets in faster. You know, it makes your eyes start to hurt faster. It makes your head go. So, like, it started, but, you know, we had finally managed to get into the game. I didn't want to just quit immediately, so I tried to ignore it. But then it turned into, like, this really bad headache and feeling nauseated that, like, it just, like, lasted, like, literally into the next day. Like, it lasted for a while. And ever since then, I've been trying to be more careful when I go to do VR stuff. That's why I always have, like a day off after a VR stream. Because, like, I want to make sure I have time to wind down and stuff, you know? Yeah. I swear I heard this exact soundtrack in the Timon and Pumbaa game. But this is my original background, so it must just be something similar. Yeah. I definitely didn't rip music from the Timon and Pumbaa game, and have been using it as my background this entire time. Anyway, I think it's best to keep your branding consistent, honestly. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like meetups with Rebbi could just simply be on, like, the Rebbi channel, but I really just want, like, when I say I think Rebbi streams will be very occasional, I mean very occasional. Like Frobos always have more ideas that would involve more activity than I was planning to do, you know? Yeah, if that makes sense. Is it getting warm in here? I turned up my heater before the stream because it was cold, but now it's getting too warm. Turn off. Too warm. My head always starts to go, like, bland. I can't focus when it gets too warm in here. Okay, there we go. All Frobos will pop in unison at the last day and rise as Park Charms once again. Yeah, we're all rising from the dead together. You know, that would be cool. I mean, a collab with you would be cool, but I never really heard of her, but since Rebbi knows her, what's she like? Super cool and fun and baby and child-pilled. Yeah. I have 2 TVs going for YouTube and gaming, and then I switch to my phone sometimes so I get eye strain in them out. Oh yeah, no, it's the worst. It's really, really bad. That's why I don't do, like, a ton of VR streams. I do want to do more VR content, though. Like, I want to do games that are not just VR chat. I want to play, like, actual legit VR games on stream, you know? Koi Potato, thank you for being off the tap for 8 months. Froog. Potato, hi. What happened? That sounds wonderful. I know, right? Oh my gosh, she's just like me. She's just like me for real. Yeah. Toy to better chill. Let's see, that's the distinct difference between child-pilled and child. There's a very big distinction there, you know. This one is just having the energy of it. And I think if I were to say I was not, then that would just be a lie. You know? I'm very kid at heart. Yeah. But to me, that's just all that means, just kid at heart. Yeah. How is Frog Dino Immortal doing today? Doing well? Meds taken, food eaten? Food eaten? I don't take meds though. Yeah. No meds, only food! As much as I love Rebbi, keeping the brand consistent is probably for the best. Switching between personalities isn't the best for growth. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking too. Thank you for being childful for 70 months. I will always be a childful.
Haven't been able to watch live lately, work been busy, but I'm feeling a little thirsty now. Can I have some fog milk?
No, anyway. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking, too. Is like I know saying goodbye to something that we've had for, like, pretty much all year, if we were going for another few months, it would make it like a full year. So like nearly a full year. And you know, it's kind of hard to say like goodbye to that. Even if we like did occasionally do stuff, like Q still, with all the Rebbi stuff and with Rebbi and stuff, you know. So it wouldn't be like 100% goodbye. But sorry, hang on. My head feels a bit scrambled because it got too warm in here. Hang on, let me drink some water for a second. Okay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of suggestions, you know, like, oh, do you want to do like collabs with Rebbi on the Chill channel, or like, do you want to like, you know, like, oh, you could be both. You could use like the Chill model sometimes and the Rebbi model sometimes, or like, you know, or and just yeah, like I think it would be really confusing to like bounce back and forth, and it really is best to put like the majority of your efforts into one channel, because like yeah, it can really get like a bit muddy with YouTube, because YouTube rewards consistency. The more consistent you are, consistently active and consistently putting as good a numbers as you can, you know, whatever that may be, then like YouTube rewards you for that. But if you're like, if I'm like, instead I do like, oh, I only do like 3 streams a week as Chill, and then one stream a week as Rebbi, then like that kind of like mixes up the bag of results a bit more. And yeah, I really just want to focus just on the one, and I don't think I'm going to change my mind on that. I think I'm picking what's best for me, and what's best for like the community and stuff. So yeah, is your room uncomfortably warm too? I feel like the vent is following me, Laura. Yeah, it started to get that way. I also just feel kind of head empty all of a sudden, and like I hate when I have to go quiet and like think about what I'm saying, because it feels like the words are kind of doing a flyby over your brain, and you have to like stop and jump and grab them, you know, like that's what it feels like, you know. Next Halloween, will you put Chia in a Rebbi costume? No, probably not. I only did a Chia costume this year because, like, well, one, it would be my only chance to do something like that before moving over. And I also felt like it was kind of funny advertisement, and probably the funniest thing I could have chosen to go as. You know, because I could have gone as anything. I could have gone as, like, oh, I don't know, anything, really. But instead, like, oh, I'm the only person who, like, this would be really funny and make sense for, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it. Mark, thank you for the gift! Thank you! But I probably, like, it's not really the same case, for like, the Chia once everything's said and done. And I don't even know where I'll be by the time like Halloween rolls around again. You know, like you know, there could be things that happen between then and now. Just, you know, if what I would like to happen ends up happening, you know, like certain good things that have to do with branding and stuff like that. You know, I'm like hoping that I'll get a chance. Well, I'm talking about agency stuff, so just be like straight up instead of trying to be all wink wink. I'm hopeful that maybe a chance for that could be in the future, and if that were to happen as well, that would definitely make things a bit more complicated to do something like that. So, like, I really don't know like where I'll even be by that point, so nah, I probably would just do something else. Even if the idea is kind of cute. I do think the idea is kind of cute, but yeah. I'm still actually confused about what the memberships do. It gives you a cool little badge next to your name. It makes your name green for memberships. It gives you access to all channel emotes, and it gives you access to exclusive members content. Yeah. I really enjoyed my time here with you. The Frubbles and the Farms. I love the concept you've made here. It's like a story in a fairy tale. I'm really gonna miss it, but I know I will love to. Yeah, it does kind of feel like, in a way, it almost feels like waking up from a dream, you know? I like that you worded it like that, because it does kind of feel sort of like fairy tale-esque. I can definitely see that vibe. And that made me think, like, yeah, it kind of feels like waking up from a dream. Is that how we end the Rebbi year? It's like we're all waking up, go back to reality. This is all a dream. Everything we did as Rebbi and Frobbles was all a dream in the end. That'd be kind of fun, actually. But I kind of hate when everything's just a dream in the end. Yeah. I'll cherish my Rebbi merch. By the way, will your merch be taken down after Chio returns? It should be taken down already, unless Karma just kind of forgot. But yeah, I won't be doing any other merch as Rebbi. The last merch drop we had was like the last one. And I wouldn't have even done that one, honestly, if I knew that the Chio thing was going to be happening. Because that was in production before I got the chance to, like, get to do the whole, like, fundraiser and get the IP and everything. So if I had known that this was going to happen, I wouldn't even have done that merch drop. But that was definitely going to be the last one. For Rebbi specifically. And I'll definitely will still be having more merch in the future, but it'll be, like, dinosaur related. Yeah. Chio tends to dress as hard to recognize fruit. Not the pumpkin that everyone thought was a tangerine. Oh, Fox, thank you for the 5 gifteds. Thank you. The passage of time is disorienting sometimes. Yeah, it really is. It really is. Yeah. Like, my head just feels all like really like bleh right now. I feel like I was so good at yapping. I was doing really good with my yapping, but then all of a sudden my brain's just like, okay, I'm done having thoughts now. I'm tired. Maybe this is what happens when I go like a whole week without yapping. I'm not sure. Cut to Skyrim intro. That'd be really funny, actually. Oh, take me with you. Oh man, it's like everything was just like a dream this whole time. Wow. The pond was a dream inside the dinosaur's brain. That's kind of fun though, actually. Like, kind of fun. And when Chio wakes up from her long slumber, it'll be like a new era, a new arc, a new person, you know? Man, I feel like I have changed as a person a lot in this year. Like, I kind of wonder, like, what that's gonna be like. I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's like, the other day, I was kind of, like, looking through, like, the old, like, Pixel Link Talent Discord server. Because I never left that server. My Chio Discord account is still in, like, that server. So I was just kind of, like, looking back at my personal channels there. And reading, like, just my old messages and stuff. And that server's been dead for, like, a while. Pretty much all year since, like, since the closure of Pixel Link, it's been, like, kind of dead. So, like, nobody really talks in there anymore. But, like, man, I was looking at my old messages and the way I used to talk, and I'm just like, I find it cringy now. Bro, this is, like, just me from a year ago. It's only been 1 year, but I was looking at the way I would, like, type sentences, and the way I would joke with people, and the way I would, like, talk, and I'm just like, why did I say it like this? Why did I word it this way? Why did I talk like this? It feels like it had like a cringy 13-year-old energy to it. I'm just like, ugh. gross! Yeah, I'm nothing like that now. Yeah. I think it's cool to be able to have both Rebbi and Cheeto merch. Sorry, I had the burp like right as I was saying that. And when your body's just like, do you want a really big, violent burp? Here you go. No, I don't. Yeah. For anybody who got like the Rebbi merch, I always thought that would be cool. That's why I was like shilling the merch so much. Be like, oh, if you want Rebbi stuff, you know, here's your last chance, and the last chance is gone now. Yeah. Why am I like this? No, really, that's really how I felt. I was like, I think that's what, like, I know I've been saying, like, oh, I've had a lot of, like, character development this year. But I feel like reading that, it's just what really made me realize, like, wow, I really have had a lot of character development this year. Yeesh. Really, it's not that bad. I don't know. I guess it's just my way of talking has changed a lot since then. I honestly didn't even remember that's how I used to talk. I'm just like, ew. Yeah. PogChamp looks down at Chio when she wakes up. So, you finally win. Wait, that's kind of a funny idea. I might write that down. Yeah. Well, the Rebbi memberships end, or is it kind of a voluntary thing? I do think that, well, to have memberships open and to be part of the YouTube partner program, you do need to, like, be making enough content that you, like, meet the requirements. Because you have to qualify for it. It's something you have to qualify for. And, like, the different ways you qualify, you know, it's like having enough watch time, you're uploading enough per month, which, you know, the upload per month is not very high. Very easy to do if you're an active streamer or active creator on that account, but I'm not going to be after this next week. This next week is going to be the last one where I'm, like, consistently active as Rebbi. So personally, I was planning to just close memberships, but if I hypothetically did leave them open, there's honestly a chance that it could get closed on its own anyway, because I'm no longer being active enough to qualify for the partner program, and memberships are part of the partner program, so I'm not sure. But I was planning to just, like, close it, and we were gonna reopen memberships on the Cheeto channel, you know, yeah, there's honestly, I don't really see a point in leaving memberships up, to be totally honest. Emotes can only be used on this channel. They're not transferable to be used on other channels. I kind of wish YouTube would have that. That would be kind of cool. Like, Twitch has that. If you were subscribed to someone on Twitch, you can use their emotes in anyone's chat. But not YouTube. Yeah. Thomas, you give me a tab. We'll provide for months. Rob me. And rob me Rompin. But yeah, like, same thing with, like, the membership badge and stuff, and, like, if I close memberships, I would just make all the membership content that we've done so far, like, public, like I did with the Chio channel when we closed memberships. So, like, yeah, there's not really any reason to, like, keep them open, you know? Yeah, will membership content be released publicly before it all closes? Yeah, that's what I would like to do, because if you close memberships, you basically have to either make it public or, like, delete it. I mean, I guess you could also make it private or something, maybe, I don't know. Basically, though, you have to, like, change the privacy to something else or delete it, so, like, yeah, I'll just make it all public. And then we start making new membership content on the Cheeto channel. Yeah. I should state that at present I'm a member to someone 6 months inactive, but who knows what YouTube will do? They make it up as they go. Yeah, that is strange. Well, to be honest, I'm both surprised and kind of not. I don't know. Something similar happened with like the Chio channel too, because like memberships I think were officially closed on the Chio channel, but like it's still part of the partner program. Somehow it never got kicked off, even though it's been almost a year of inactivity. Like I keep checking. And like it's still there. It's still part of the program. Like I could just reopen memberships whenever I want. And I don't know if maybe you guys just like, well, no, it can't be just down to watch time. It can't be just that you guys are watching enough content because you need to upload enough. I don't know. I don't know why it's still part of the program. I'm not complaining though. It'd be nice to not have to reapply for that. Especially what happened with this channel. If, you know, I'm sure some of you guys remember, YouTube did not. Well, okay, it wasn't YouTube. I would say YouTube. It wasn't YouTube. It was Google AdSense. It was technically Google, not YouTube. Google did not want to let me have monetization on this channel for the longest time. I had to go fight with support and stuff, you know. I hope you make a toilet emote for Chio. I think the toilet emote originated from Chio. I'm pretty sure. Wait, let me go to my emotes folder. And see, because I'm pretty sure we have... Where's my emotes? Emotes. Pretty sure. Yeah, there already is one. There is a toilet emote for Chio. Yeah. We're gonna have, like, all the old emotes, which have gotten, like, some minor touch-ups, to reflect, like, the slight changes to the design. And I do have some new emotes too, so when memberships get open again, well, I hope we'll have enough spots for everything. We have quite a few. We have quite a few emotes now for Chio, so I hope we'll be able to like have all of them. Yeah, are we gonna have Rebbi emotes in Chio's channel? No, I'm not gonna do that for a couple of reasons. One is like I personally don't want to mix the brands. When I go back to being Chio, I was kind of planning to try doing like more kayfabe and being in character. I wanted to give it a try and see how I feel about it. And like, you know, I've been super open about you know, like being Chio myself. I mean, I'm allowed to talk about it. Despite being like ex-corpo, I'm in a unique position where I can talk about it since it was publicly announced. But I also like when like the focus is really just like, at least even for the most part, just on the current identity, you know, if that makes sense. I don't plan to talk about like maybe much about their identities really when I go back over to Chio. I kind of just want to focus on just being Chio. And I've been talking about it a lot as Rebbi. But that's mostly because like there's a lot of money involved with this whole situation, and I just want to be like super transparent about everything. Because I didn't want to take $14,000 and then just go quiet on it, you know. Like if it was a case where I would have to be quiet about something, then sure, but that's not the case here, so I chose to be like really transparent and open about it. But I think I just want to just like focus on being Chio when I go back. And then the other reason I don't think we can do that is because I have a lot of emotes for Chio, and the way emote slots work on YouTube is that it's dependent on how many memberships you have, how many active memberships you have. That's how many emote slots they'll give you. It's not equal to the number, but it's basically once you reach a certain number of active memberships, then YouTube will be like, oh, here, here's another emote slot for you. If you get like just whatever number, 28 more memberships, then you'll unlock the next emote slot. And if you put something in that emote slot, you'll never lose it as long as memberships stay open and you have something in that slot. Then even if your memberships go back down, you will still have access to the slots that you unlocked. But it would take a lot of slots to have all of Chio's emotes and all of Rebbi's. That would be a lot of slots. And then, you know, like, what if we ever wanted to get more emotes for Chio? You know? Like, I already got a handful of new ones, but what if we wanted even more in the future? Then that would require even more slots! Even more memberships! You know? Yeah. I have to announce I'm leaving you for an older woman. Something more Jurassic! Well, dang, I guess it's not me then. It's not even Chio, because Chio's from the late Cretaceous period. Yeah, the kayfabe always starts out really strong and fades over time. I should go for it. You know, I kind of like the kayfabe. I like it. And I've always kind of been someone who just kind of, you know, like, I kind of just be myself a lot of the time. I don't think it'd be, like, super big of a change and stuff. But I think I'd kind of just be, like, acting out my role and being, you know, embracing dinosaur a bit more. And then just kind of, like, limiting my conversation of things that happen outside Chio, too. You know? You know? Yeah, is Chio a good server just like Rebbi? I'd like to think so. Good, but maybe not as good, because Rebbi is a frog. And frogs are really good at serving. Yeah. And I might not keep up with it forever. It might fade again on its own, but like, I just kind of want to give it a try. You know? I never knew Chio, but I like this frog. Well, it's even behind the scenes movies. That's true. If you like the froggies, I think you'll like Chio as well. It's Chio Chompy. If you want to like look up on YouTube and Twitter, Chio Chompy. Because after this next week, I will be retiring this account, and the Chio Chompy channels is where I will be. So, if you want to subscribe and follow on YouTube and Twitter in advance, just to make sure you don't forget, I do think that's a good idea. Yeah. It's a rebrand that's been in the works for a while, and we're just like finally getting closer to when it'll be like ready. So yeah. It's 2 a.m. already. I gotta go sleep. Good night. Good night. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging with us. Yeah. I only really dislike kayfabe when it makes someone seem overly distant. Really? Do you have like examples? What? Not like specific people. We don't need to like call out specific people. But like if you have like examples of like when it feels that way. I'm just curious. I'm really curious. And I'd like feedback. Jackal! If I can take feedback into the way that I do it, that would be really nice. Yeah. At the end of the day, I also just want to make sure Frobbles are happy. You know, Frobbles PogChamps are happy. So if there's anything that like doesn't make you guys happy, you know, I mean, I can't please anybody. I can't please anybody. Everybody hates me. No, I can't please everybody, but you know, I can at least, you know, yeah. I try to please as many people as I can. Yeah. I'm reading. Going back home. Yeah, to the dinosaur house. That's gonna be fun. I do kind of miss the rain outside the window. I was planning to have rain outside my window for this one too. When I was trying to figure out what the house I wanted it to be like, but I ended up deciding that I wanted my house built underwater. So instead it's underwater. But rain outside was like the first idea, because I really like rainy weather. I'm a big fan of rain. Especially when you can just like sit in the house and see like the rain's going hard outside, and maybe there's like a little low rumble of thunder, and it feels so comfy and cozy inside the house. It's so nice. Congrats, thank you for being tab for 6 months. It's a Christmas miracle. The dinosaur is back. Yeah! I'm kind of hoping that everything will be done before Christmas because that would be a really cool Christmas present. But if not, then shortly after Christmas, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the exact date yet, and I probably won't until I honestly probably won't even like in this next week. But as soon as I do know, I'll be letting you guys know. And it won't take too much longer. Yeah. I still remember the fundraiser for Chio as if it was yesterday. Yeah, it's really crazy how much time it's been. I remember when the fundraiser had like just happened, and I was looking at like the 4-month wait we had to wait for everything to be done, and I'm just like, ugh, that wait's gonna be like the worst ever. But now we're like almost at the end of it, and our patience has like paid off. It's gonna pay off. We only need to be patient for a little bit longer. I'm really excited. Hi, Miu! Hi, Miu! How you doing? Almost there. Yeah! We are almost there. That's why the Rebbi retirement's happening. Because even though like the date's like not yet set in stone, it's so close now that I'm deciding to make the jump to just hard focusing and hard grinding on the rest of prep and then just to get, you know, everything ready. Well, we're to that point now. Like, the real you never bleeds through it all, or streams get like a puppet show vibe, for lack of a better descriptor. I think I know what you mean, yeah. Like, when the persona you put on stream is like 100% an act. Like that? Is that what you mean? Cause I can get that, I think. Like, personally, I think anyone who's able to do that, kind of skilled. Cause, like, I can't imagine doing that. There's so much of, like, what I do and talk about, like, it's all a real part of me. I like being baby, and I get excited at like silly things and excited at animals and stuff. Like, that's me for real. I just, you know, like, I guess, you know, I'm gonna break immersion here for a second. And that's why I like pick models that like reflect that too. But that's just also because that's just who I am and that's what comes through. So it kind of all sells itself as like one big nice neat package, you know. Everything kind of builds off itself. And yeah. I don't know if that makes sense. I still feel kind of empty brain. Sorry if I sound empty brain. I'm kind of empty brain today. Also, Allie the cat, welcome to Avatar. Thank you.
That's me.
I'm gonna miss Froggy.
I'm gonna miss Froggy too. But you guys are gonna love the new chip. I know you're going to. It's gonna be great. Also, Thunder, thank you for the $10 chip fee. Thank you, Thunder. How you doing? Yeah. I missed the frog in this cute video, but the dino is coming back. Yeah, she is! Soon! My nose is itchy! Ah! Yeah. The horror will be in the future when the rain is so heavy. You're gonna see a certain frog is walking closer to you, but instead of a frog, you know it is a dinosaur is wearing a familiar frog skin. Ooh, wait, they give me like a really, really cool, kind of like haunting vibe thought. I'm thinking like rain it's coming down, and it's coming down so heavily that it's like everything around you. Oh, imagine it in like a grayscale. It's like gray and murky and hazy, and you think you see a silhouette of a cute little frog in the distance, but as it gets closer to you realize it's actually the silhouette of a dinosaur. Really intimidating, scary. My nose is itchy again. My nose is always itchy when I'm talking. Since you've been running a new group, have you considered adopting a bunch of small dinosaur / lizard VTubers? Any more stories you interacted with on Twitter idolizes you. Oh, really? That's so cute. That's really sweet of them. Thank you. I actually have thought about that before, but I'll be totally honest, it's not really what I'm wanting. I have tried to put together a group before, and unless you get people that have the same drive as you to make things work and succeed, it's really hard to do that. It sounds a lot easier than it is. Because on the surface, you probably think like, oh, all you gotta do is get together some friends, decide you're gonna make a group, pick out a name, maybe commission a logo, make a Twitter page, and there you go, you got a group. But it depends on like what you want to do with it. The more casual you want things, the easier it is to do. But you guys know me, I'm like all about that business. I want opportunities that will also, you know, it's not just to like be in a group and have like people to work with. But specifically, I'm wanting a work environment. It's not just like, oh, you've got gen mates. It's not just about having a little group of gen mates. That is a big perk. That is a big perk and a big reason why I want to be in an agency again. If I ever got the chance to be. But it's not just about having a group to work with. I also miss like having managers that can help you out, help you with work distribution, and help give you ideas and organize some of the workload. They secure sponsorships for you. They reach out to conventions so you don't have to. I'm not good at keeping track on everything. I actually found, like a few days ago, in my email, a, like, offer I got from a company to collab together, like, 2 months ago, in August. I totally missed it until just now, because it got sorted through my email in a weird way. It got sorted in this tab I never look at. Not spam, it was like a promotions tab, but it kind of feels like when something goes to spam and you just don't see it. Like, basically that same thing. And it's like, yeah, it'd be nice to have, like, managers as well, that can help with some of this stuff, because, like, you know, when you're doing something on your own, there's a lot there to do and try to keep track of and stuff, and I have tried to put together, like, a group. I've thought about it a lot. I have given it a shot. The issue I ran into is that it kind of felt like I was, like, carrying a lot of the work to get it started on my back alone. Like, it was up to me. It felt like it was up to me to get a lot of stuff done. Like, I was the only person who even talked in the Discord. Like, if there was a conversation going in the Discord that I had made for it, it was like, most of the time it was because I talked in there, and if I didn't say anything, nobody would talk. Like, literally, like, nothing was happening if I didn't work on it. And that goes for a lot of stuff, even as simple as just talking in the Discord. And I just was like, yeah, that's not what I wanna do. Cause I don't wanna be a manager figure. I have never wanted to be a manager figure. I've had people ask me in the past too, like, Rebbi, why don't you just start your own agency? Why don't you start your own group? Well, agency's a lot harder because agency applies official business and, like, contracts and stuff, and I'm not about to go sit down and do all of that. I don't even think I have the money to run an agency. Even if I did have all the business know-how and the connections and everything else, I'm a poor peasant. I don't have the money to start a business. And then even with a group, again, it really takes more than one person. And when you feel like you're carrying so much of the work on your own back and shoulders, like, eventually you're gonna collapse under the weight you're carrying. And it kind of felt like I was a manager figure when I did not want to be and still don't want to be. I don't want to manage people. I'm not a manager. I'm a content creator. I'm the entertainer. I can carry my own weight. But, you know, just divide the work beforehand. You think we didn't? You think that also requires that people will make the effort to sit down and actually take on work. And see, this is what I'm talking about. It sounds a lot easier until you actually sit down to try it. I think there's a lot of VTubers who say they have the drive to do something like that because they want a group. They like the idea of being in a group. And they might like the idea of starting a group with people. But when it comes down to the actual work that is involved, how hard it is, I think there's a lot of people who like the idea of it, but they're not really compatible or willing to put in that amount of work. They're not really willing to pick up as much as it requires. And that's when everything just kind of collapses. And like, I don't want to have to sort through, like, you know, like, okay, who do you think would be good for this? And you can pick people who you know are skilled and good creators. But that doesn't mean that they're, like, going to be willing to, or again, like, compatible with, like, the workload to start up a business or start up, like, a group like that. And I know that if I want to be in a group, I want it to be something that takes business seriously. I don't want a casual little friend group. I want something that can also benefit me and my community in, like, a career way as well. You know, like, I want to take my career higher. I want to be able to do more things and offer my community more opportunities. I want to be able to do all that. So I always have to think, like, well, what steps can I take to climb that ladder, even if it's like a slow climb over time. And if I feel like something's not really gonna help get me up that ladder in the way that I'm wanting to for my own career, then, like, why go that direction? Why do that? It doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I think I would rather be on my own until, like, a worthwhile opportunity comes around, even if I have to wait like a year, 2 years, you know, for that chance. I think I would rather do that than try to jump into something. And then, you know, as well, like, there's also, this is like a smaller part of it, but there's also the part of, like, if I joined the group now and then got a big opportunity later, then I'd have to do, like, a little, like, departure, and everyone gets sad, like, oh no, Rebbi's leaving the group that we made. It's gonna be sad, and everyone's sad now. And it's just like, we could just skip all of that if I just go only for the opportunity that I feel is, like, really, truly worth it. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. It's like, starting up a group on your own is not as easy as people think. Like, unless you're all on the same page. It really requires everyone to be on the same page, and in my experience, I have a hard time finding people who can be on that same page. So, that's just kind of how it is. Yeah. That's like the TLDR, I guess. Mm-hmm. Hearing the old cheer BGM is going to throw my brain off. You know, it's kind of interesting, yeah. Yeah, groups are difficult when the drives are different, yeah. Yeah, it really is. Me personally, I have a pretty strong drive. Like, if I feel inspired or excited about something, like, especially, I can do a lot of work. I can carry a lot, but that still has its limits. And if I start to feel like I'm carrying the entire thing, it's kind of like when you got a group project for school, college, or whatever, you know, you're given a group project, but then you feel like you're the one kind of carrying everything. Everyone wants the, like, good result at the end. Everyone wants a good grade, but not everyone is willing to put in the work equal for that group project to really shine without it being on the back of, like, one person, you know? It's literally that same example. Everyone likes the idea of the good grade and the really cool result of doing the project together, but you might get a group of people who don't want to actually be a team, you know? And then you end up doing, like, 95% of the work yourself. Yeah. 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 Plus, can also be totally honest. While I still do miss being in like a group, I also think that as time went on this year, I feel like I have become a lot more okay with the idea of just being alone. When Pixel had closed, I felt really lonely after that. Like, you know, like I still have my friends and stuff, but it's definitely a different dynamic than like when you're in an agency together and you're all under the same label. You end up talking and working together a lot more than when you're not anymore, you know? And that doesn't mean like you're not friends anymore necessarily, but like it's kind of like, you know, like any other job. When you're all working under the same roof, under the same business, you're with your coworkers, you're gonna see them and talk to them all the time, you know? Company mandated friendship. I don't even think it's like, I wouldn't say it like that, because that kind of just sounds like your bonds are forced. I say it's like any other job. It's like any other job. Oh, gotta go, bye, baby, bye, Lisa. Have a good day. Like, you don't have to be best friends with like your coworkers. Like, let's say you work at like Walmart or something. Like I'm talking like a 9 to 5. You know, like take VTubing out of it, and you're just thinking about jobs. If your boss requires you to be best friends with your coworkers, I think all of us would think that's a weird requirement. Like, if that was actually a company mandated requirement, we'd probably think that's pretty strange, right? Because that's not something that's normally asked of people in their jobs. So they don't ask that. What they do ask is that you all be civil, you know, be civil and like just work together as a team. I would say that's the bare minimum that they ask for. But what I was saying though is like, when you're all working in the same job, you see your coworkers all the time, it's easy to socialize a lot in that setting with them because you show up to the same place of work every day. You see them all the time. And then when, let's say, you all get laid off or like your business closes or something, then like you might still be friends with like 1 or 2 people that you especially got along with. And then you might slowly kind of not talk so much anymore with like other people that you knew, even if you were on good terms with them, you know? Like, that's kind of just how it is. And VTubing especially, it's like really busy work, it's really involved, and there's so many people that we know, it's kind of hard to keep up with everybody. And when the company first closed, I was like, it was really hard in the beginning. Because I kind of went from being like super uber alone as an indie to being in a clipboat and having like all these like, you know, new relationships. And, you know, I was like friendly with my managers too and stuff. And not even just the other talents, but like staff as well. And then we went from having all that to, well, you know, in my case now, it was really hard in the beginning, like losing all of that. And I think for a long time, it was really hard. More recently, though, I realized, like, yeah, I'm more okay being on my own. Like, I would still like a chance to get into another agency if the right opportunity comes around. And big heavy emphasis on the right opportunity. Because I do have, like, my own personal requirements that I would like for it. And, I do also think, you know, I'd also be fine on my own. I don't need an agency. I don't need to be in a group, you know? Like, I'd also be fine on my own. It might be harder to do certain things on my own. And sometimes I might get a little burnt out from handling everything on my own. I still think manager support would be really nice. I don't really have a manager. Sometimes I say, my manager, because, like, you know, my old manager from Pixeling still helps me out sometimes when I need help. But it's not really, like, an official managing, like, situation, you know? No contracts or anything. It's kind of just, yeah, friendly, help you out if you need it, whatever. But I don't really have an official manager. So, like, yeah, a manager would be nice, but, like, you know, I'd also be fine on my own, too. you know? Yeah. Yeah, like right now I'm like the most okay that I have been since like in that specific way, since like the pixel closure and stuff, you know. I don't feel like so lonely. Sometimes it hits me a little harder. I'll be like, oh man, like I miss. Sorry, I had to burp. Sometimes it'll hit me a little bit harder, and then I'll feel like, you know, man, like I miss being in a corpo. I miss having like my team, and I feel especially lonely. But it kind of goes away after like a day, and then I go back to feeling fine, you know. Yeah. So why am I talking about all this? I went on such a tangent. I don't remember what the original point was anymore. Okay, hang on. Let me read some of these messages. I hate when Gmail does that. It's why I end up always browsing all mail all the time. I think I should start doing that too, yeah. Because I have missed not very many. I think it's been like maybe only 1 or 2 emails in the entire year of being indie. Like, most emails, I've seen them just fine. I think. Well, I think so. I was hoping that there's none that that have slipped through the cracks somehow. But yeah. Like, I think I do pretty good. At handling. I do okay at handling everything on my own, I think. Just okay. Maybe not the best. Maybe not the worst. It's okay. Yeah, getting things started is the hardest part. So many groups come and go so fast. Yeah, it really is. And like, for anyone who's able to put a group together and it like thrives, even if it's just in the way of like it doesn't immediately close, you know, like in the next like month or whatever. Like, I think if you're able to do that, then like I think it's honestly a bit impressive, because it's not as easy as everyone thinks it is. And I think it really speaks to like not only the bonds that people have in groups, but also like their work ethics and stuff as well. I think it speaks well to all of that. Yeah, you know. Yeah. This is why I thought you'd fit right in that phase. Everyone in that company is all into VTubing, just like you. I do respect the girls at Face Connect a lot, yeah. They all work really, really hard, and like, they're always doing like, really cool things. I'm hoping to maybe have a chance to go somewhere at some point, but I just kind of have to see what's in the cards for me. Like, maybe I get an offer, maybe I don't. I don't know. It's something I'm kind of wanting to happen, but like, you know, just gotta wait and see if something happens. You know? Yeah. Maybe just form a community with the same interests first, then just collab for fun, fun group activity, then having a seasonal event, fun and business based on community. Nah, that's way too casual for me. I think the operations behind a group should really depend on the specific, like, level of business or casual that you're wanting to do. And, like, I think if the group starts to operate more casually, it might be hard to change operations later down to being more serious. I don't know. I think that's also something else that depends on who else is in the group with you. Like, I can see that as, like, an easy thing. Like, oh, everyone's able to, like, shift gears pretty easily. Or I could see it being a hard thing. Like, oh, we were doing this for so long, it's hard to change gears now because we got used to it. And now we're trying to go a lot harder. And, oh, person number 3 liked the more casual setting and they don't really want to do something more serious right now. Or just, yeah, you know, like, there's room there for, you know, potential problems. You know, yeah. 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 Yeah, and you still like to be apart, but not because of bad reasons. Yeah, that kind of just happens. That kind of just happens, yeah. It is what it is, sort of thing. If you want, I could probably give the manager role a shot. I've run a business before and have a bit of background in management and sales. I appreciate the offer. But while I have voiced that like, oh, having a manager would be nice, I also don't really know how to like set things up with the manager. And I don't think I'm quite ready to actually get into that. You know, like, you also need to pay a manager. And I do not have money. And I do also think it's probably best that if I ever did take on a manager, it's probably best that it's not a fan. No offense. I think Frobbles can maybe all be good managers in their own ways of, managers of things. Maybe. But yeah, like taking on a manager would mean like handing over of like some personal information. And I really want to be like careful of like, all of that. I hope what I'm like saying is getting across. It's like I think having a manager would be helpful, but I also don't think I'm ready to actually take one on right now for like a couple of different reasons there. But I appreciate the offer. That is nice of you to offer. Nice of you to consider. Thank you. Yeah. Shifting habits, pace, or move to new environment, always hard, needs times to settle in. Yeah, that's what I really think if you were to make a group, it's best to like really lay out the groundwork in the very beginning. So that way there's no room for conflicting conflicts later. If that makes sense. Yeah. It's okay, Rebbi. I already know you're actually dinosaur behind the scenes. Shh! And you just doxed it to everybody. Wow. Hello, Rompin. Hello, Vakio. How you doing? Hello. Yeah, that is my extremely long tangent on why I don't want to start a group myself. Thank you for coming to my Reb Talk. Yeah, this is extremely hypothetical, but if you did get into a big corpo, what happens if you want them to switch from being chill to someone else? I probably just wouldn't take it. I don't know, I think it would depend. It would really, really depend. I honestly think the only company that I would maybe take a shot for, not as TO, I don't know, like maybe if an offer on the table for Hololive was ever a thing, I mean, personally, I don't think I'm maybe the best fit for Hololive. I'm not really super idol-like, and I kind of wonder, like, I don't know, are you allowed to make kill yourself jokes there? I worry that, like, certain parts of me is not really compatible. But, like, if there was an offer on the table of that scale, it's just that life-changing. I mean, maybe, but really, I really don't want to leave Chio behind for anything. Not only because we raised so much to get her, and I feel like that would be a big middle finger to everyone who helped, get her, but also, like, I like Chio a lot. I've been really excited to be Chio again. I don't really want to suddenly not be her, I think the only corpos, if I were to, like, get an offer, if I were to go to one, I would really want it to be somewhere that could, like, adopt. And then it would also depend on contracts, because I do not want to lose Tio right after we get her. So it would really depend on contracts. It would really depend on the opportunity. But I would ideally like somewhere that would let me keep her. I think most places I would refuse the offer if it was for an original IP. Like, Hololive would maybe be like the one exception. Just because of the sheer the sheer opportunity that is. You know, but again, I also don't, they're not really super big on my radar, to be totally honest. I think there's other places that would better suit me. But that's just kind of like a big example of like what sort of offer it would take at this point for me to give up Chio. It has to be a lot. Like, Chio's very important to me. You know? How that makes a once-in-a-lifetime exception and better adopt Chio. Well, not if they're gonna take her in and not let her back out with me, because that's also a requirement for me. I gotta be able to take her back out if I ever wanted to leave, you know. That is very important to me. That has to be in the contract in some way or form for me to agree to it. I don't want it to be like a one-way door. You know, that would kind of suck after we get her out of that situation, only for her to go right back into it under a different label. You know? Imagine you got into a corpo and they wanted you to go back to Rebbi. Okay, you know, we really like what you're doing here. We think you'd be a good fit, but we really like that old model that you used to have before you went dinosaur. Could you, like, bring that back? No! I think we fit in quite well personally. Corpos are for people with good work ethic. Yeah, I can speak. Yeah, and I think a lot of corpos you see, they do got a good work ethic, you know. Depends on the corpo. But I respect the people from quite a few of them. Yeah. I would love the chance to get to be in one again, but yeah, it really depends on the offer and the opportunity. I like the idea of Red Talk. Can't wait for Cheetos. What would Cheetos be? I don't know. Say was an indie streamer before Hala took her in, so it's not once in a lifetime there. I still say it is, because she's like the only one, I think. Like only one of like one or like there might be another Hololive talent. I'm not super knowledgeable on Hololive, so I could be wrong. And Geo Chat, that's cute. I know Suicide wasn't adopt. There might be another talent in there from like an old talent that might be an adopt as well. I'm not sure, but it still is a once in a lifetime opportunity for Hololive. Based on the fact that they don't really generally do that, and it's like one, maybe two talents that are an exception to that, you know? But maybe I'm just being too nitpicky. We like what you're bringing, but not gonna lie, the Frog's bakery is substantial. Can you bring all that cake in with you? Yeah. Greedy corpo hands. I don't really think. I don't know what to say about whether or not it's greedy. I think it's just dependent on the contract. From what I've heard, I mean, I've never been adopted into a corpo before, so I don't have hands-on experience with like contracts that have to relate to that. But like, from what I've heard, contracts with like adopts, like it can be a little harder to figure out like how you want to take on the IP. Because I've heard it gets muddy for like things like selling merchandise and stuff if the company doesn't, at least in some way, own like the character. And I think some companies have gotten a bit creative with the way they can do that. That's still like more fair to the talent. But it really just depends on like the place and like what they're willing to do with adopts, you know. But I just know for me though, I'm not willing to permanently hand over like IP rights to like a company, you know, like it's like, oh, yeah, temporarily while I'm here to make merch easier and stuff, and then I get to take it back out when things are over. Yeah, I'm fine with that, but like, you know, it just kind of depends. What's a Chio? Is that food? May I have one? Nah, Chio's my like identity that I'm moving to after next week. Chio Chompy. We had a fundraiser a few months ago to get the IP rights to my previous agency identity because I used to be in an agency. And I've had a new model in the works this entire time. Preparing for that. So this next week is going to be my last one on this channel. And then after that, when the model is done, I'll be having a debut on the VTubers channel, and I will be resuming my activities there. Yeah, really excited. We've all been patiently waiting for a while, you know. Plot twist, the Corporal wants you, but only has a set of twins like full vocals, so you have to be both Rebbi and you at the same time. That's not even gonna work the same! I can't be two at the same people, eh? VTubers channels, that's the one. Yeah! It's like Green Dinosaur Girl. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The current plan is, next week it's gonna be my last active week. After that, there will be a small period of time between the retirement on this channel and activity on that one, because I'm retiring so I can like hard focus the rest of like debut preparations. And meanwhile, the model is being worked on in the background. It's in the rigging phase. I've already gotten an update. It's being worked on pretty fast. And then once everything's ready, I will start posting teasers on the VTubers Twitter, and I'll have like a waiting room up for the day. Once I figure out the day, I'll be letting everyone know. That's kind of the timeline though. And the model is expected to be done like mid to late December, as long as there's no delays. There always could be delays, so always be prepared for that. But like, so debut is probably gonna be like late December to early January, depending on when it gets done. So it won't be much longer at all. Is there a reason why you're retiring this one? Just curious. Yeah, I just can't be two identities at once. It's too much energy. I don't have energy. I don't have that much energy. I'm too vibey. Yeah. When you look to the side, I always see the mogus on your eyes. Wait. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh yeah, there it is. What do you mean? Which side? This side? I don't get it. Corporations are by definition designed for profit. I don't know why some people are still surprised with that. It does kind of depend on like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's right, generally. I do know there have been situations where things can be more fair for the talents, and it's really a shame that changes weren't made. To like, you know, have talents be happy and, you know, all of that. But I definitely also have seen some people who like are like shocked at certain things that happen in corpos that are very normal. And not necessarily normal in a bad way, but like I wish I could think of some examples. I can't think of some examples off the top of my head. But like something that's like kind of just normal, but people who are not really in the know about how corpos work probably just like, hey, really? You gotta put up with that? But it's like, you know, I've seen some. I don't know. Is all the humor now all about 6-7? Oh God, is that still going? That meme is so dumb. I don't understand it. The Christmas debut maybe. I'm hoping it'll be ready before Christmas. It'd be kind of nice to greet Christmas together. You know, I know I don't want it to be on Christmas, like the actual day. Like, I want to keep it, on like just like a normal day, because if you put it on holidays, I mean, people are gonna be doing things with their families, and it might be harder for them to come see it. I think a lot of fables would like to be there live if they would normally be able to, you know, with like time zones and stuff. If they would normally be able to, but they just can't because it's Christmas. You know, I wanna avoid that. You know. Yeah. The one benefit of agency I know of is that they host Minecraft servers that last longer than 1 month. I mean, I guess that is a perk. That is a benefit, I suppose. Well, I can think of some more benefits. Very true. Well, I think the biggest benefit is that you get a team of people to work with. So not only do you get like Genmate Senpai's Kohais as like content making partners, but then you also get like a group of staff behind the scenes that can help you balance your workload and stuff, and secure business opportunities that might be harder to get as an indie. That's probably the #1 reason a lot of people want to join an agency. It's definitely the reason I would like to go back to it. You know, and I do think that with everything I'm wanting, and also with like the way the agency scene kind of is right now, because it's not doing super great. I don't know how many opportunities there would really be. Like there's probably only like maybe like a small handful of places that would be able to accommodate everything that I'm wanting. And also just like is a place that I trust. So it might make it harder, but if I had the chance to go back into like a nice agency, I'd be really happy, because like it makes me sad to see the agency scene is how it is right now, and there's so much distrust and stuff. I totally understand the distrust, because we have had quite a few. You were in an agency? Yeah, I was in Pixelink. It closed earlier this year. And I'm allowed to talk about it because it was publicly announced where I would be going as an indie when it closed. So I'm allowed to talk about it. Normally people are not. Normally people are not allowed to talk about it, but I'm in a unique position, so I can talk about it. But yeah, what was I saying? I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I totally get the distrust with everything that's like sort of happened. This year, last year, recent times. But I also think that there's still some good places. I don't know. I feel like, you know, even with like some of the like small problems that I experienced myself in an agency, I really liked being in one. I still feel like I got to be in one of the best ones. It was pretty good. There were not very many cons. It was a mostly positive experience, and I don't know. Maybe it's me being a bit naive, but I feel like I see the positives in the agency scene, and I would just like to contribute to that. If I got the chance to support another good agency, I would love that. I would love to boost them up and you know, become like a team and be like team players together. You know? Yeah. As long as we aren't dooming this Christmas. Dooming? What does that mean? Yeah. Find an agency that cooks you a good prime rib. What if I don't like ribs? Yeah, we literally watched one die within a day. That's still crazy to me. Yeah. Chia was the original IP at the agency she was with. She recently got her back, and it was always who she wanted to be. Rebbi was only intended to be as a side project. IRC. Yeah, originally, Rebbi Rompin was gonna be just like a side project while I was still in my previous agency. She wasn't meant to be like oh, the agency's closing, gotta make like a whole new identity. It was gonna just be like a little small indie space for me, on the side, and I was still gonna mostly be chill. But that turns out right around the time I started making plans, it's a big coincidence, but that's when we found out that there were plans for a closure. Or like not plans for a closure, but that it was like a risk at that point. And a few months go by, we're like, you know, figuring everything out behind the scenes, and eventually does lead to an official closure. And I was so stressed with everything at the time that I wanted nothing to do with Chio at the time. I just, Rebbi became my safe space away from immense stress. And I made the decision that I thought would make me happiest at the time. But then months down the line, I've had time to like calm down and settle and de-stress, and I feel like my real feelings kind of came through at that point, and I realized I really liked Chio. So I was like, I remember I like talked about it in the Discord with Frobbles, sometimes, you know, just kind of expressing my sadness at it and wondering if I like made the right decision. Started reaching out to my ex-boss to see if it was possible to make a purchase still. Turns out it was. Heard back a little bit later, made plans for fundraiser, did fundraiser, got IP, and now we've been just waiting for the new model to be done because I wanted the model that would better reflect my own personal vision for who I am as a VTuber. Yeah, and that's almost done. There you go. That's the entire timeline. Summed up pretty simply. That's the entirety of how it happened. Yeah. What kind of corporate jet would you prefer after I get virtual mod up and running? Are you actually planning to start up an agency? If you do, good luck to you. But, you know, just make sure you know what you're doing, because running a business is not as easy as you would think it is. But I wish you the best of luck. I wish you luck. It seems like Pixel was okay, but circumstances got in the way. Yeah, the only reason that we closed is because the CEO had chronic health issues that worsened a lot. They really got worse around the end of last year, and he wasn't able to keep being the CEO. So that's why things closed. As I remember when rumors were going around, I saw some people, well, honestly, even after things got completely cleared up, I saw some people who thought it was bankruptcy. It was not bankruptcy. I mean, I won't say we were the most rich agency or whatever, you know, but like, we were fine on money. If there were any financial problems, I never heard about them. It's nothing I know anything about. The only reason that I was ever told is health issues. And can confirm that CEO did sound very sick in the few meetings that we had after that point. Like, horribly sick. And the last time I talked to them, they sounded like they were doing a little better. Still sick, but a little better. So hopefully they're, you know, he's on the mend. And I'm really happy that I got the chance to, like, own Chio myself. And I'm really excited. And just, yeah. But I am sad that, like, Pixel had to close, because I do feel like we were doing really well. It kind of felt like Pixel was on the up and up, you know? Like, if it didn't close, sometimes I wonder if it would have been, like, one of the big agencies someday. I mean, maybe not, like, Phase Connect Hololive big, but, like, just up there, you know? You know, I feel like that we maybe had a good chance, maybe. I don't know. I just had a good feeling about it. But it's okay. Like, sometimes things happen. Sometimes it can feel like you do everything right, but then just something just kind of gets in the way anyway. You know? Yeah. I think it can also be looked at similar to the perspective of how people see their full-time jobs. What context are we talking about again? I forgot. You're probably right, but I forgot what the context was with that. Can I ask about what you have planned for Chio channel? What kind of content or any planned events? I have been preparing animations. I do want to put more focus on animations, and of course I have a debut plan. And I want to play more horror games. I want to play more horror games. I used to play a lot of horror games. I feel like I kind of took a break from that this year on the Rebbi channel, but I want to play more horror games again, you know? See, Froog, I did! I'm horrible at remembering what we were talking about. If I, like, get on a different train of thought too much, it'll just completely fade away from my memory what the previous conversation topic was. Context was from how you saw your experience in an agency law. Oh, thank you! Yeah, I do think you're right. And it can kind of just depend on, like, the person. Because I was pretty happy there. I can't speak for anybody else. But I do think some of the other girls might not have been as happy there. I'm not entirely sure, but it kind of depends, like, you know, what you're wanting, what the agency offers, if you're compatible, you know, kind of just depends on all that stuff. But I think Pixel had a lot of potential, and I was pretty happy there, and I would be really, really happy at the chance to, like, you know, get to be in another place if the right opportunity popped up. Yeah, it was definitely a unique agency, brought many people together. Yeah, we did so many cool things. And if I get enough money that a corporate jet is on the table, I would absolutely create an agency as a side project. Okay, sure, yeah. It's cool that there would be a new Chio model. I think there are aspects of Rebbi that are maybe more reflective of you. I think so. I do think so. I'm still sad to have to leave the Chitty family and stuff. I'll always treasure getting to be part of that special little family. And I hope you guys will still like the new model, even though it's like a different direction, a new vibe, you know. But I do very much identify with the model a lot more now. Cause if it was up to me, I definitely would have had some changes to it from the very beginning. But you know, when you're in a corpo, you don't always get exactly what you want. That's kind of standard. And honestly, I do feel pretty happy. Like I did get to have a lot of design input into it. Like the big oversized collar, that was my choice. I thought that'd be really cool. They let me have it. So that's why she's got the big collar. And having a sweater instead of a hoodie or a jacket. I realized that a lot of dinosaur VTubers have hoodies and jackets. I wanted to do something a little different, so I picked a sweater. That was also my choice, you know? And getting to have the green highlight in the hair, and the sharp teeth, and the pointy ears, and the way they droop when the sad expression is on. All of that was all my choice. I got to have quite a bit of design input into things. But she definitely would have been more petite if it was up to me. I think that's maybe something, it's not usually something Chitty draws, so it's just kind of you know, just kind of it is what it is sort of situation, you know. I absolutely love the beautiful model that Chitty put together. You know, yeah. It's you love it, you love what you got. But at the same time, knowing that there's a different direction that might be better for you personally, you know? And I always loved that original model. And Chitty did a great job with it, you know? Yeah. This is why you're loved, lol. Because I forget things! Yeah! I always like horror games. I don't get scared, but I dig the aesthetics. Sometimes I get scared, but I also love the aesthetics, yeah. I like monster design. I like monsters. And horror games have, a lot of the monsters come from horror games. Yeah. Well, I like monsters, and I like specifically, trying not to get caught by them, and that's something that is usually, horror games and stuff, you know? How do you feel about the Suez Vision Jet? I don't know what that is, so I guess I don't really have any feelings on it. You know? It's gonna be hard to match your voice with another model now. You think so? Oh. I think it might feel weird in the beginning, but I really think you guys will like it. Yeah. I think you will. I think you will. I think you will. Yeah. I like monsters too, but probably in a different context. If you mean monster girls, I also like monster girls. They're really cool. Yeah. Yeah. I think Chief Jumping Fox might be a monster fucker. Yeah, no, I totally feel you guys. I like monsters a lot in different contexts. But I really, really like that's that feeling of like tension when you're playing a horror game and it's got good monster design. And it's just I'm excited to get into like the different horror games and stuff again. I have some that I've bookmarked and like I'm just waiting for the charity view to jump into it. I'm excited for it. Thank you! And I'm really excited to show everybody too. Monster Mission, I enjoy you. Yeah, I enjoyed it pretty well. It's a shame I never got a second season. I liked it a lot though. Yeah. You damn right, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Yeah! It's a very small single-engine passenger jet that can seat up to 6 passengers. It looks like a dolphin. It is the cheapest private jet you can buy at roughly 3 million new. Whoa! That's 3 million. That's still so much money. Yeah, this sounds pretty cool though. I don't really know like much about jets at all, but airplanes are pretty cool. Rebbi, are you calling for BU or Tutu? Eh? Sorry, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. The Chino can always play as the Rebbi in Monster Hunter or any game with character design. I probably just play as Chino. I can be a dinosaur. Yeah! Someone once challenged me to write about Monster Girls and I came back to them in 2 days with... Oh, I'm not good at reading out numbers. 10,701 words of a long document. Whoa! All in 1 day? No, 2 days. 2 days. Man, I'm really not good with numbers. Or reading. I'm not good at that either. That's really impressive though. I like writing too, but I feel like I always get like really stuck on something. I'll get stuck on like one thing or another, and it's really hard for me to actually complete something, you know? I'm gonna drink some more water. My throat feels like really tired. I did not fill up my water bottle before stream though, so I do not have a ton of water. It's okay, Rebbi. I hate numbers too, Laura. Yeah, I'm not good at reading them out. I don't always know the proper way to read it out. So I just read it in probably a really dumb way, but I read it. That's what counts. That's what matters. And that's all that matters. Yeah. I've needed to pee for like over an hour and I'm still ignoring it. The sucky thing about drinking more water. On one hand, throat needs it. On the other hand, need to pee more. Yeah. Water break? Okay. Nah, I don't want to go pee. I don't like leaving stream. But yeah. It's been a really chill week. I told the Discord. Well, I mean, not that it's like super important. I don't know. I'm just trying to make conversation. I started finally watching Queso, the YouTuber. Why drink water? Just to piss again? Life is a prison. He gets it! Finally somebody gets it! It's annoying when you drink more water and then you need to go pee like once every 2 hours. It's the worst. It's the worst. Yeah, I've been watching like Queso's videos, like VODs from his streams on his YouTube channel, like kind of constantly. I think I have a VOD paused right now. You watch Drippy Cheese? No! But once I'm actually talking about the YouTuber, and then you guys switch it up on me, and now you're talking about the queso cheese dip. Dry season plus weak bladder is a bad combo. Ooh, is it? Is it dry season right now? Does winter count as dry or wet? Yeah. The orange kind of the white kind. I like the white kind only. The white kind. Like the kind you get from restaurants. The good kind of queso. If we're talking about the dip. But now I also like the stream of chip. I have like a Granny VOD paused. I've been watching a lot of the Granny VODs. I think it's really funny when he's like, chat, that's not in there. It's not in there. There's this thing that you're saying is in here. It's not in. I apologize. It actually was in here. I'm sorry. It's funny when that happens. Yeah. It should wet, but it's dry where I live. Oh, it's been the opposite here. It's been pretty wet outside. But I live in a pond, so I think it's always wet outside. Yeah. Summer's when I gotta worry. That's when it really gets dry. Reminder, stay hydrated or you'll turn into jerky fork. I don't wanna be jerky fork. No. Technically it's still autumn, but we're close. Oh, that's true. It feels weird that autumn stretches all the way to December. December feels like winter. December's when the snow comes down. But it's autumn. Why? That feels wrong. Yeah. It is wrong. Technicality, they keep being out for chat, but for it, who moves, thank you. Hi. So much moisture in the air that my beard freezes as I walk. Ugh, that sounds uncomfortable. Makes me happy I don't have a beard, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Sometimes it snows in the early spring too. That's true. Yeah. Baby, are your eyes always red? Yeah, that's just their color. They're always like that. Well, really, it depends on the region. Seasons are technically not just based on time of year, but your location. That is true. Yeah. Because, like, in Australia, it should be, like, close to summertime now. Or maybe it is just summer right now. I don't actually know when Australian summer starts. But when it gets cold in the US, it's warm in Australia. Ha! Yeah. Cold face. My face isn't cold. Clearly your face is cold if your beard is freezing. Yeah. Little pond gremlin is doing her best. Yep, and that's always what I try to do, my very best. Every day, all day. My very best. They do Christmas in July. Ew, really? Really? I mean, I know technically it's winter in July, but Christmas in July? Not December! What? I was under the impression that Japan does neatly mark its seasons neatly by month, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think I've heard of anything about that. I wish I was in Australia. I want to go to Australia so I can meet like all the really cool animals. They have a lot of really cool animals there. Like the eastern brown snake and the inland taipan. I want to go see those sticks. And I want to see Sydney Funnelweb and the Blue Ring Octopus. They got all of those. Yeah. I never experienced all 4 seasons until recently. Really? Yeah, I guess there's some places that only get like 1 or 2 seasons. And that's it. The whole time. Have you already made your schedule for next week? No, I always do that on Sunday. It's not made yet. It'll be out tomorrow. When I make it tomorrow. Yeah. Because it snows in July in Australia. Snow in July sounds so weird. They get snow? I thought it was always a desert. Is there any country you really want to visit? Yeah, Australia. I want to go visit places in Japan too. I've never been outside of my country, so I would love to go see like a bunch of different countries. You know, it might be cool to go see Canada too. It makes me wonder. I mean, I would bet Canada's probably not insanely different since it's so close. But like, I'm curious, how different is it? I don't know. They got poutine up there though. That's a difference. I want to eat poutine. You know, there's a lot of different options for loaded fries in the States, but you don't get poutine very often. There's only one place I can think of that has poutine, and it's Disney World.
Big money.
It's expensive.
Travel. That's me.
I know I say this a lot. I hope it is a phone deaf ears, but thank you for being my OC.
You guys always make me feel flustered when you say that. No. I should be thanking you for being a fan. Thank you for being a fan. Yeah. And I feel like out of like there's so many really skilled VTubers. I feel like I'm not really that skilled and I'm not really that entertaining compared to like some other people in the VTuber scene. But you guys like me anyway. I don't get it. Thank you for being here. Quick, everyone thank her for being our OC. No! Don't! Don't say that! Yeah, I think you were cute and I think you were funny. Well, both of those things are true, yeah! Yeah. Would not recommend Europe, but I wanted to go see Europe. I've never been there! Ooh, you got a fun, adorable voice. I thank you! I get that a lot. I always appreciate hearing it. Yeah, you bring a great wonder and whimsy to the space. Really? You think so? Oh, guess you're just that likable. I guess so. Maybe. I don't know. I try my best to be friendly. And I always try my best to improve. Both in my skills and just as a person. If I make a mistake, you know, try to be better. I just try my best in a lot of things. That's really all I do. Zig, thank you for the tab over 8 months. You have a cute voice. It's comfy to listen to. Ah, thank you. I almost said I mean that a lot. I meant to say that means a lot to me. I don't know how I butchered that sentence so bad. You make it smile. That's already winning. Are you smiling right now? I do. Yes. Then show it. Where's your smile? Huh? Where's your smile? You're talented. I enjoy being here. Ah, thank you for you. I'm not really that talented though. Let's try my best. That's it. Okay, yeah, good. There's the smiles. Yeah. Okay, now I believe you guys. I believe you about the smiles. I guess you're not lying. But let me never forget all the smiles you brought during your time as a frog and our dino. And we're gonna make more smiles as the time though. I'm so excited. Rebbi is a prodigy. I wish I was true. Nah, I think any skill I have, I just work that up from the ground up. You know. When I first started being a VTuber, I was boring as fuck, man. You guys are lucky that you found me in my era where I actually have some comedy and commentary skills. Because I used to be really boring, and you guys are here watching at a time when I am not very boring. You know? The raw being back will be great. Yeah! I'm so excited. All our waiting, all our patience, all our hard work, and the fundraiser, it's all gonna be worth it. But we have one more week. One more week is with Rebbi before it gets to that. So, let's enjoy this like next week together. Yeah. I'll be putting together my schedule tomorrow, so I'll figure out what we'll be doing. I definitely want to do more streams this coming week since it's the last one. Not true. You were always a great VTuber. I'm not a VTuber! I don't need to pee that often. Only sometimes. Yeah. Yes, I was more stupid. Certainly I would like it. What do you mean? Boring, impossible. Pond gremlin arc, I'm not. Yeah, hard to be boring when you live in a pond house full of whimsy and plush toys. Yeah. You don't need to be funny to be a VTuber. That is true. As long as you're entertaining in some way. I do think funny though. Funny feels like a life hack. It feels like pro hacker skills. Because if you're funny, then like, even if you don't know how to do anything else, you've still got things going for you. You know? I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. I'm new to this live stream. Welcome! We're just yapping. Just talking, just having a good time. I tried streaming for a while. Being funny for multiple hours at a time is hard. Oh yeah, no, it absolutely is. It's really mentally draining having to like think on your feet thinking about commentary for hours at a time. I think that's why it wears me out, usually at like the 2 to 3 hour mark. I've been tired, my throat has been hurting for like the last 20 minutes, but I'm trying to like yap for a decent amount of time. Cause I don't want to just stop by with a short stream and then I'm not streaming tomorrow, you know. I feel bad. I still feel bad that I had to cancel a stream earlier this week, so I'm trying to yap for as long as I can. You know? But yeah. But between it hurts my throat after a while and then also just like mentally tired. Yeah, it's hard. As an emote specifically for peeing. You don't know that. She could be pooping. Except women don't poop though. Fit! They can do a final thumbnail stream. I wasn't planning on it, but I do want to do another member stream next week. I do want to do a final member stream. So I was trying to think about what to do, I guess. I don't know. I never was good at coming up with members content. But I'll think of something. She's not a VTuber, she's an egg tuber. What does that mean? Yeah. Rebbi, big question. That cute membrane on your upper lip, really a frog-like trait, as I always thought. Or is it actually your sharper tooth? Oh, those are skin fangs! That's it. At least I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I don't actually know. Members, 24 hours of trivia murder party. Yo, we haven't done trivia murder party in members in a while. Yeah. Yeah, skin fangs, flesh fangs. Those are peak is what they are. Yeah. I really like skin fangs. I think they look cool. I always liked that Chio had both skin fangs and like actual fangs in the mouth, both at the same time, and it never looked like too much. I always liked that. I always thought that was cool. Yeah. I wonder what it's gonna look like with the new model. I mean, I know what the model itself looks like, but like the specific motion. If there's any like subtle motions with like the mouth and stuff. I haven't seen the mouth rigged yet. I don't know if it's been rigged yet. So I don't know what that'll look like yet. Yeah, but I was talking with the rigger, like a week or two ago. I think it was like last week. I can't remember when exactly, but recently. And they had me like pick out like a bunch of different like specific mouth shapes that I wanted. And I picked like a lot of interesting fun ones. So I'm hoping that the mouth rig will look really, really cool. Yeah. Now what we need to know is what that smudge is on her face. She's got no nose, so what is it? That is my nose! It's on top of my nose. It has depth. It's not a smudge on my face. My face is not dirty. Are the skin fangs venomous? Well, they're skin, so probably not. Probably not. I still don't know if I'm a poisonous frog or not. Are there any venomous frogs? I don't know if there are venomous frogs. No, it's definitely a pimple. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, she's dirty. I'm not. I'm not dirty. I'm very clean. I've been taking showers. Yeah, not today, but I did 2 days ago. So I'm pretty clean. Yeah. I thought your skin fangs were real fangs pushing the skin from the inside, and yours was just a froggy mouth. No! No, I feel like skin fangs were my choice too for Chio. I can't remember on that one though. I can't really remember. 2 days ago. Wow, yeah, I've been spending a lot of time inside. I'm not that dirty. If I go out, then I take a shower. Although I did go to the movies yesterday. I just wasn't that dirty. It was only 1 day. And then today I'm not going out. So it's fine. There are currently only 2 species of frog known to be venomous. Brundle's cascaded frog and Greetings frog. Oh, I didn't know there were venomous frogs. That's really cool. Oh. When someone tries to hug you because you're so slimy, you just shoot out their arms like a bomb shell. That one might be true. Rebbi is pretty slimy. And by Rebbi, I mean me. Talking in the third person. Yeah. Rebbi, we've been over to swimming around your pond with your clothes on. Doesn't count as bathing. Why not? Why doesn't it? It's water, and it's getting in all the cracks and crevices if I'm moving around that much. So it counts. It should count. Oh, I heard that frogs swim in face pee. Well, I'm gonna blow your mind so do you anytime you go to the beach. If you go swim in the ocean. Honestly, if you swim in the pool, chances are you swam through somebody's pee. People need to stop peeing in the pool. I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know why people do that. Just get out of the pool and walk to the bathroom. It's not that hard. The fucking shower. Am I getting cleaner or just wetter? You're getting cleaner because the flow of water will wash at least some of the grime away. So it's at least a small percentage cleaner than if you were not in the shower. Duh! The slimy bubbly, are you acidic? Just slimy, I think. Slimy and bubbly, I don't think acidic, though. You know, shower with your clothes on sucks, trust me. I don't think I've ever taken a shower with my clothes on. I would hate that, though. I hate wearing sopping wet clothes. It's the worst. Like, if it's a swimsuit and it's meant to get wet, then that's fine. Like, it doesn't feel bad on my skin. I guess, like, the material, the specific material used in swimsuits, you know? I don't mind that. But if it's just, like, normal clothes and you're wearing them and they get drenched, the way it feels on your skin is just the worst. It gets all sticky and it sticks to you. Clingy wet cloth. I don't like it. Ooh. I once had an eel and they're pretty slimy, and it's probably what Rebs is like. I want to hold an eel. Where did you get to hold an eel? I want to hold an eel. I like eels. That one clip of the lifeguard that needed a break. But the sun protects your skin from the water. Careful! Then that means my slime is keeping me clean. Ta-da! And don't most pools have a chemical that shows when someone is peeing in the pool now? I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about that. Oh. I hated that even more as a kid. Yeah, there was this one time my family went to a town. I think the town was called Charlotte. We like stopped by there on a road trip. And it started raining. It started pouring down rain. And I got so drenched. It was like, oh my god. It's the worst. The worst. Thank you for being up at Chapel for 8 months. Hello, Froog. I'm turning 26 in less than a week. Happy birthday! Wait. We're gonna have streams this week. Stop by whatever stream is closest to your birthday and I'll sing happy birthday for you. Okay. You caught it? I wanna hold an eel! I wanna hold an eel too. Where does one do that? Yeah, we like eels here. We like eels. I'm laughing because I'm thinking of the guy from Spider-Man who became evil because he fell in an eel tank. Excuse me? That's it? He must have really hated eels. I like eels. They're so funny. They're just really like fish. And I like them. Yeah. Whichever is proximal to the tent. I'm gonna look at the schedule. I mean, what? Just my calendar, not schedule. I haven't been to schedule yet. Okay. Wednesday. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if I'll stream on Monday yet or not. I'll either be streaming on Monday and then take off Tuesday, or I'll be taking off Tuesday. I'll be taking off Monday and streaming on Tuesday. I might stream on Wednesday. Wait, but I also have to double check with people, because I do know Skinner and I are gonna have our collab sometime this week. I still have to talk with her. Hello? My entire computer just froze out of nowhere. I don't know why that happens. And now my VTube studio is refusing to connect. Butterscuff. Let me try to fix that. Anyway, what I was saying though. Oh wait, I might have just fixed it. Oh, thank God. It chose to be nice today. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Gonna refresh your Steam. No, not Steam. Stream. If it's not fixed. It should be fixed now. Yeah, I'm back. Everything just froze. That doesn't happen super often, but like, sometimes it happens. And I don't know why. It's like my computer's still running, the fans are still running, but like everything freezes. And like my phone disconnects from the computer. I can't move my mouse. Everything just freezes. There's no notification or error message that pops up. It just freezes. When's your graduation again? Next Sunday. A week from tomorrow. A week from tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, she fell in the eel tank. No, the eels got her. The eels got the strip. Ah! Gotta download more RAM. Is that what it is? That sounds like a typical crash. Is that what it is? It does not happen very frequently at all, but it's annoying when it happens. I swear it only happens when I'm streaming too. It's like super rare and it only happens when I'm streaming. I swear, I can't remember the last time it happened when I was not streaming. She talked about mayo again. No! Maybe a driver issue? Maybe, but like, I feel like my drivers are fully updated. Yeah, I checked them not that long ago. When I was trying to figure out what was wrong with my Sims 3 game. Turns out the save file got corrupted. But I remember I checked the drivers thinking maybe that was it, and they said they were fully updated. Maybe it's still just an issue with the recent the most updated version, maybe. Have you tried hitting it with a hammer? No, I mean, I should try that. Yeah. Can we visit Cheer's room? No. Anyway, the YouTube police got him for being too based. It's a bit too based. I'm just talking about my schedule. Anyway, what I was saying is, I know my collab with Skiddo is going to be sometime this week. I still need to talk with her about when that's going to be. And then Toffee and I have plans to collab. That one is set in stone. I just have to like get the date and everything. And yeah. Oh, I need to ask her for assets for that too. Yeah. Chio was chomping on the keyboards. Mine did that the other day, and my graphics card had driver issues. Is that what it is? You know, maybe it is graphics card. Is that different from other driver issues? I don't remember which. I checked NVIDIA driver updates. Is NVIDIA the graphics card? Is that what that is? I'm not a very tech-savvy person. When something breaks, I don't know. Yes? Well, that would mean it's fully updated then. Unless another update came out. Maybe. But I checked very recently. Like, this was in the last couple of weeks. I don't know. YouTube's been weird for multiple streamers from me lately. Maybe it's a YouTube thing. No, this was my computer. It was not YouTube. My entire computer froze. And I had to turn off my computer. I had to force restart it. This is not a YouTube problem. Even if the drivers are updated, they can get corrupted. My only advice would be to check Device Manager and Event Viewer for clues. What would I look at in Device Manager? I can check. I can open it right now. Okay. Is it display adapters? I found it in NVIDIA. Device status. This device is working properly. Well, it says it's working properly. There is an update driver button. I probably shouldn't click on any updating stuff while I'm streaming though. That'll probably be like after stream. After stream, I check it out. Basically anything with a yellow triangle will tell you something's wrong. Well, I don't see a yellow triangle. I'm clicking through all the tabs. Yeah, there's no yellow triangle. I don't see anything. I don't know. You might always catch out before the stream does, so it's just randomly 10 seconds of BGM and loading. No! Wait, am I just like talking like with my mouth opening and closing and you guys just can't hear anything? It's just... And then I just freeze. Well, I guess at least you guys get a warning. I was just talking about my schedule and I realized my model stopped moving on screen. Then I realized my phone disconnected. Then I realized I can't move my mouse and then I just said, what the frick? And then closed out my computer to restart it. You should fresh install Windows. I don't know how to do that. I can figure it out though, maybe. I would prefer if stream doesn't crash in the middle of stream, or my computer doesn't crash in the middle of stream. That would be very nice. I kept reloading the page and you'd say, I need to talk with her. I thought my net died. Ask GPT? No thanks. Install Windows Vista instead. I think I'd like to stick with what I have. I don't want to have to learn a whole new thing. Wait, isn't Windows Vista like super old? I was like, wait a minute. At first my brain was thinking that's just a different operating... Isn't that like super old though? 20 years! Did you hear they're gonna start sharing ads in ChatGPT? No, I didn't, and I don't really care. Almost got them out. No, they didn't! But it's not old, it's just aged! That's like super old, it's like ancient! Hey, don't be rude to Vista, only I can do that. Saying something's old now is not being rude. That would mean I'm being rude every time I call you guys old. Old. Time to install Linux. I've never used anything that's not Windows. I don't know about that. That feels like people telling me to go get an Android after I've used iPhone my entire life. Which I also don't think would be good for me because I'm a VTuber and iPhone has the best tracking software. So that's kind of a moot point anyway, but you know, it's a good example. Yeah, it's hard being an OG farm. I'm sorry, did I hurt your feelings when I said you were old? Next time I'll just call you vintage instead. I ain't old. That's just the vintage bubbles, you know. Yeah, or retro bubbles. Yeah. Do any of those actually mean old, or do they just mean styled after older things? I can't remember. I don't know. Ew, iPhone. I don't know. As someone who's never used anything else, I find iPhone to be fine. And I think, again, that's the best tracking out of anything else for VTubers, you know? Yeah. Especially when you can't get VBridger to work. I definitely wouldn't want to settle for anything less. Sometimes I wish I could get VBridger to work, though. My model has VBridger stuff on it, but I can never get VBridger to work. Yeah. Well, it's like two different things. One is that VBridger needs a Wi-Fi connection with VTube Studio on the phone, and I don't use Wi-Fi on the phone for VTube Studio. I use a USB connection, so that's already a problem. But even if I swap it to Wi-Fi, VBridger still just never wants to track, so I just don't use it. But sometimes I wish I could, you know. I turned 30 recently. I am old. Happy birthday, the big 30. I find don't sadly have the best face tracking. Same about Apple though. There are cons. This is true. There are some things I've heard about Android, and it's like, man, I wish we had that on iPhones and stuff. But I don't want to swap to Android. Nah. I really do need to use the bathroom though. I might go ahead and end off stream here in a minute. But I'm gonna go use the bathroom, and my throat's been kind of hurting, so I might end off here in a minute. But it was really cool getting to yap with you guys today. I missed you guys. I miss getting to yap with followers. Yeah.
Big money for big peepee havers. That's me.
VTW, jokes apart, it's funny how sometimes doing extremely normal expressions, the model looks suddenly so cheerful and adorable. It's certainly something that brings joy. Bubbles emoji, face holding back tears emoji.
Face holding back tears emoji. Wait, really? I think that might be cuteness aggression. Is that it? Yeah, I don't get to catch you live that often anymore, so this was fun. Yeah, I'm glad you got to come by, Nonix. Thanks for coming by. Bye-bye, touch you, hi. Mwah. Stop! Yeah, okay, let me pick up something to wait
money for big peepee havers.
Thank you!
That's me.
I almost Froog got to do my gotcha pull.
Oh, I guess you didn't get it. That's okay, hipster. Thank you for the tipping. Thank you, Fiona, as well. Thank you. We still got a week if you want to try to get gay frogs. So, 1 week left.
Chapel.
Yeah. And that. And I'm just looking at chat. You guys are distracting me. Doko, thank you being Chapel for 8 months. Thank you. And Fox, thank you being Chapel for 1 month. Thank you. Hi, Rebbi, you were really cute. I won't have any cuteness aggression towards you. Really? I thought everyone had cuteness aggression towards me. I thought that's just how that worked. You know? Okay, here we go. I picked somebody out. Let me make sure they're not about to end. Man. What really gets cuteness aggression? The new Chio. Every time I look at it. I get cuteness aggression. Very cute. Okay, I think we're good with the rate. I think we're good. Yeah, I need to use the bathroom. Baby, where's the water? I want to be gay. Oh, it's right outside. Just go out that way and then you'll find it. Yeah. So thank you for the Yap stream, Rebbi. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the Rebbi days left before the return of Chio. Thank you for being the best frog ever. Yeah, no, thank you guys for being the best community ever. Sometimes I feel like I really don't deserve you guys. You know? Like, I feel like I should be a better OC for you guys. Just like stronger. More fun content. The OP version of Rebbi. I guess Chio soon. Yeah. But yeah, we have 1 more week of Rebbi, and then it's retirement, and just the last remaining little bit of waiting for Chio as we finish preparations. So, be sure to stop by this coming week. I'm gonna make the schedule tomorrow. It'll be up tomorrow, so you can keep an eye out for that.
Coin for fun.
And I hope you get to come by sometimes when you're able to. And I hope I get to see you this week. Yeah. After this week, there will be a little bit of time in between, like, the retirement and when debut is ready. I'm gonna be hard grinding the rest of debut prep up to that. And I will let you guys know and stuff, and I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
Andrew, thank you for doing the super. Where can I get game frogs? Oh, there might be some outside. I'm about to close up my house here. But, here, I'll kick you out. Here we go. I'll kick you out. Oh, yeah, maybe that frog. Oh, no, he's dead now. I guess he can't be gay and dead. Oops. Well, yeah, maybe if you go out and look out there, you might find some. Wish you the best of luck with that. I'll see you guys later, okay? I'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. No, it. Wait, if I come back over to the room, is it too late? Thank you for the $5 tip. Oh, I think it might be too late. Wait, can I like... What if I hit this button?
A lot of coins for a frog.
Rolling.
I replayed it! You didn't get it though, I'm sorry. But thank you for the $5 tip. Thank you. Okay, now I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.